There's lots of reasons why the Democrats were unable to really get their message across to voters in the 2024 election. Part of that, of course, has to do with their reluctance to go out there and actually talk to the media. Let's be honest. We thought, of course, the party thought, I should say, that keeping Vice President Harris low profile, let's not do a ton of interviews, let's let Trump sink himself, that was not a great strategy. And by the time they realized that, it was really too late to make up lost ground. But because of that, the Democrats were not able to convey their message to working class Americans, who in turn voted Republican. So the Democrats need to really focus their message heading into next year's midterms and then the following presidential election. But some people think maybe that's not even the best idea. I get to more of that in just a minute, but first, a quick word from today's video sponsor. For weeks now, all we've heard is how Trump's beautiful bill will slash Medicaid. But almost nobody is talking about what his MAGA loyalists slipped into this bill. Go to ground.news/Farron to see how they're trying to block judges from enforcing court orders unless you pay a bond first. Highly credible sources warn most Americans can't actually afford to do this. So if this bill passes and Trump violates the law, it wouldn't even matter. This is the GOP's flood the zone strategy. Distract us with headlines and bury the real power grab. And it's why I think Ground News is the best tool to expose these blind spots before it's too late. My partners built the only app and website pulling in news from across the globe, then breaking down each source's bias, credibility, and the stories the right tries to bury. And considering most people take the first headline they see as fact, if you're reading the news somewhere else, their browser extension will flag the source's bias and link other credible reports so you can verify the information. Ground News is a better version of how we're already staying informed. So I got my viewers 40% off the same unlimited access Vantage plan I've been using. That's $5 per month when you go to ground.news/Farron, scan my QR code, or click the link in the description. With at least another 4 years of this, they're counting on you to be distracted. This app is how you stay focused. So as I mentioned, the Democrats have a messaging problem. It's a problem that's persisted for a couple decades at this point, but really kind of hit home this last 2024 presidential election. So that brings me to a question here from a YouTube user who says, this is from Saugus and Sausages, who says, "Hey Farron, do you think the Democrats need to focus on big tech trust busting for 2028 and even the midterms? I'm so sick of these tech bro parasites running around unchecked, from Elon Musk to Peter Thiel, Mark Zuckerberg, and the Uber and Lyft mafia. Something has to change here." And you're right, something does have to change here. But should Democrats run on that? No. Like, hell no, they should not run on that. And let me explain to you why. The Democrats need to focus on kitchen table, pocketbook, working family issues forever, okay? Not just for the midterms, not just for the next presidential election, forever, to quote The Sandlot. Should they do something about this issue you bring up? Fuck yeah. That's not even debatable. We need those antitrust lawsuits brought back against many of these tech companies. They're squeezing out competition. They're buying them out, for pennies on the dollar. This is antitrust, and this is what antitrust was made for. So Democrats should do that when they get back in power. Should it be something they go out there and give speeches about? No. People don't care. When it comes time for midterms, the biggest issue will be, once again, just like in 2024, the kitchen table issues. We can't afford groceries. We can't afford medication. We can't afford to live in this country. That is the only thing I want to hear coming out of the Democrats' mouths, is how they understand those problems and how they're gonna address those problems. Anything else is not something that is going to move the voters. I hope everybody understands that. Anything else will not move the needle. That doesn't mean that other issues are not important, because they absolutely are. The issues, the persecution, the criminalization of the LGBTQ community, that is important. The tech bros and their monopolies and the millions and millions they're now spending on lobbying to buy these politicians, that is important. The military-industrial complex, soaking up all of the money from the federal budget, that is important. But none of those issues actually matter to average working class families. That may come as a shock for a lot of people to hear. A lot of people are not going to be happy that I said that. I'm not saying the issues don't matter. I'm saying they don't matter to the people out there who are not a part of these communities. Yeah, there are people that do vote based on culture war issues, but those people vote Republican. The average working class family doesn't actually care. They care about what is happening in their bank account, what is happening with their job, what is happening to them when they try to pay for groceries or fill their prescriptions. That is what they care about. So that is what the Democrats talk about on the campaign trail. And you deal with the other things when you get the power. When you're in office, that's when you really start tackling the other things as well, while also keeping your promise on the kitchen table issues. That's how you do it. But the Democrats seem to have forgotten that a long time ago. Did you know that you might be missing out on wonderful content from me? I mean, you're here already because clearly you like what you see. So if you're not already, please do subscribe to the channel. Make sure you like the video, share them with your friends and family, but also follow me across the rest of the social media world. And it's not that hard to do. Whether it's X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Threads, on every one of those platforms, you can find me at the username @FarronBalanced. Simple enough, right? So get on it. And if you don't feel like going to each one of those outlets individually, lucky for you, we have links in the description of this video to take you right to my pages across all of social media. So don't miss a minute. And while you're at it, make sure you're also subscribed to the Ring of Fire YouTube channel, which I have been hosting for many, many years now. We've got more than 1 million subscribers over there, and there is fresh content over there every single day of the week. So again, if you're not subscribed, subscribe to this channel, and while you're at it, go subscribe to Ring of Fire at youtube.com/The Ring of Fire and @FarronBalanced across every social media platform that, of course, is not considered just a far-right hellscape. Well, maybe Twitter is, but that's a story for a different day.